And we're live.
We are live. Yeah, so we're closing out the year with a guest.
Closing out the year with a guest. I'm back in the studio here for once.
This is
against my will.
Against your will. Yeah, I made a deal with Dan. He needed somebody to be his plus one to his Christmas party, and I said I'll do it if you come back in the studio. So
yep, and I couldn't resist not having my right hand man in the bottle share.
Yeah, you had to.
If this ship was going down, it was going down with you.
Yeah, you needed somebody to come in into the trenches with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Instead of taking grenades, we were just taking barrel aged stouts and saisons to our face.
Ooh. Oh yeah. It wasn't a pretty sight.
Yeah.
Bottle shares rarely are.
You ever see that like first half hour of Saving Private Ryan? It was like that, but instead of like bombs and bullets, it was just beers.
Oh, the Normandy scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like me holding my knees like Matt Damon crying, but it was just like me surrounded by like empty bottles. Make it stop.
Make it stop.
I hear someone go, and I was like, oh, another one.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's it was definitely something it was definitely something like a Monday night bottle share was I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but
hey, you know what? Sometimes it has to happen. Man, not to make another Private Ryan like analogy, but the end of the night last night, just walking around like that guy without the arm, just like looking for my backpack so I could leave.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, we're finishing out the year with a guest. We got stuff going.
Yeah, we usually do a solo episode for it, but you know what? We had a guest lined up, and somebody graciously responded to our text messages and our our DMs.
We didn't have to hit you with a please respond.
Yeah.
please
answer.
Please answer.
Hey, just circling back.
I asked for boba. Please respond.
Tom has been showing his bobs to everybody, but nobody replies.
Nobody responds. Please respond.
Yeah, so we've got some free will beer lined up here. We've got Shawn in on the stream here, and we're gonna start the audio in a second.
Yeah, we'll start the audio. We'll see if we can get some more people in.
Get some more viewers in on it on the old Facebook. We are also on Twitch, guys. So if you want to switch on over to Twitch, it always becomes a party later on in the episode.
Oh man, Twitch really is the best way to watch the show.
Yeah, and then we get just pummeled with spam from YouTube.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what was
it? Spam bots. Oh yeah, they
VOH.
Yeah. What was that? What did it mean?
Vagina or hand.
Yeah, that was it. VOH. We just kept getting this like bot that kept saying VOH. So we looked it up on Google and we were just like, what's this slang? And it's literally like them trying to send porn links to people who go live on YouTube. VOH. We're just like, what is this?
Yeah, I think we had to. Who the hell did we have on for that episode?
Dude,
Jesus.
Did you see? I'm going to save this picture. We're going to have to put it up here.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Oh, man. I don't know how we found that.
Oh, man. All right. You want to go? Should we go live with the audio?
Yeah, let's go live with the audio. I'll get this set up so we can pull it up.
All right. We are going to go live after this. We're in. Let's see what do we got here. Farkas loves our intro video.
He does, man. You know what?
It's the only one that appreciates it. All right, let's get the
I'm happy
audio.
he appreciates it.
Let's get the audio going here, eh? Okay. Just wanted to blow our. Yo, welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back for the season 3 finale.
The grand finale.
Yes, the grand finale.
Against my better judgment, I'm here.
Dan was able to somehow get himself dressed and roll over here.
I put on my pants, one leg at a time.
Yeah. Just like everybody else, but after he does that, he goes and throws up in the toilet.
Yeah. Oh no. See, I kept it. Yeah, I kept it down, man.
Kept it down.
Yeah, old iron stomach here.
Puke 3 since 2003.
Nope. But not last night.
All right, guys, welcome back to the greatest podcast to exist in the history of podcasts. It's your number one source for all things craft beer related. It's the internationally acclaimed Cindy Crawford approved podcast of hops, high fives.
Oh, finale, high five.
And friendship. I am your host, the crispiest of boys, the last time, the king of the crunk. It's Tom.
And I'm your other host, the Hop Master General, the Royersford Rattlesnake. Hell yeah. Oh man, I am trying so hard to bring the Stone Cold Steve Austin energy, and it's killing me right now. It's killing me right now.
Dan's gonna clang 2 beers together and start chugging and immediately vomit that up.
You ever see that? You ever see when he's doing the freestyle stroke with all the beers around him?
No.
Oh, you ever saw that video of him? It's
video.
like all the beers are spilled around him in the ring, and Stone Cold swimming through it.
Yeah. Dan would look like when somebody chugged a beer with Steve Austin, and then he went and gave him a Stone Cold Stunner, and they spit the beer out.
Yeah,
that would be Dan.
Oh man,
chugging the beer.
Would you ask if you ever met Stone Cold? Would you ask to have a beer chugged and then let me chug a beer with you, and would you give me a stunner?
1,000,000%.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like if you're meeting Steve Austin, why would you not ask that?
Exactly.
I mean, that might be a hard request if you're meeting in
a professional capacity.
No, I mean, even if you're meeting somewhere that isn't a wrestling ring, that's a tough thing for him to drop down for a stunner.
Like if we had a mutual friend who passed away and we're both at a funeral.
Yes.
And you're just could you give me a stunner?
Normally I think that would be inappropriate, but how often do you get to meet Stone Cold? I mean, if it's at a funeral, so be it. You still got to ask the question.
Yeah. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
Michael Scott.
Wayne Gretzky.
Michael
Scott. Wayne Gretzky.
Got it.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for the final episode of the season. We're finishing out strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to go through some homework quick?
Yeah.
Get going. Oh, wait. We got one more thing to do first. Sorry, I forgot. We're still in our intro.
It's mercifully the
finale.
The year of late 90s, early 2000s hip hop is coming to a close.
52 weeks, or how many weeks of this? So with some of them we've taken off, it's about 50 weeks, I'd say. Around 50 weeks of late 90s, that's 50 songs of late 90s, early 2000s hip hop, where we had to really dig deep at the end.
Yeah.
We definitely don't know enough late 90s, early 2000s hip hop that we thought we did.
No. I thought this would be a cakewalk to just get a song every week.
Absolutely not.
I mean, it was tough. I think if next year's Chinese New Year of music wasn't so strong, I don't think I would hate the end of this so much.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to next year.
Oh, 2023. And we'll talk. I guess we'll talk about it on the first episode of the new season.
Yeah, I think that has to come in with a bang.
I mean, the listeners, you guys are in for a treat.
Real treats.
We've got the intro songs ready. But Tom, how about you close out our late 90s, early 2000s hip hop with quite possibly your best pick?
Maybe the best pick?
Maybe the best pick.
Okay. All right. All right, everybody. This is the best friends podcast in the world, and we are starting right now.
We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of two distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. I can never take a brother that's close to me.
It's the change of the season.
It wraps up the season in a nice little gift right here. This is our gift to you, listeners. Get ready to turn it down before YouTube blocks us. We don't want YouTube to take us down for this.
Yeah, so some things will never be the same, and the intro music, that'll never be the same. And that's really what it is. The intro music will never be the same again, because we got some spectacular stuff.
Goodbye, late 90s, early 2000s hip hop. You will be missed to an extent, but man, we are ready for next year.
Yeah, we are 100% ready for next year. But while we're doing that, let's get some housekeeping done. Guys, you got to remember, follow, rate, review. Yeah.
No, Matt, I'm just a little under the weather.
Dan's going through it right now.
I'm going through it right now. I'm sticking it out though.
All right, everybody. Follow, rate, review. All major podcast platforms. Give us a follow. Give us a rating. I mean, it's mostly Apple. I think we went over that. Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts is where you want to leave your reviews. We got an epic one last episode that we got to read off. So
yeah,
we are looking for more reviews to read. And that rating, Tom, what's the rating?
5-star party.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. So 5 stars. Give us a review. We don't care. Help us beat the algorithm. It's a never-ending fight.
Yeah. Help us be number one in Ghana again.
Yeah, we want to make the podcast in Ghana great again.
Yeah,
it's a
terrible slogan.
Pig podcast in Ghana great. Piga?
No, it's not gonna work.
No, it's not gonna work. But yeah, guys, do that. If you want to, I mean, that's the best way to support the podcast in a non-monetary means. I mean, that's the way that we're gonna bump up. We're going to get advertisers. It's going to help us out. That's the best way to support the podcast without giving us money.
Yeah.
But if you do want to give us money, you can do that at anchor.fm/support or /bestfriendspod/support.
Shill, Tom, shill.
Yeah.
Come on, do it.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
We are needing a lot now. And Farkas needs to shut his damn mouth. He said not to give us a dime, but don't listen to him. What does he know? He just knows how to make IPAs with Citra.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just sitting on a beanbag chair of Citra right now talking shit about us.
Yeah. So that's the best way to support us. I mean, that's the best way to monetarily support us. Is through Anchor support.
Yep. And as always, we're part of the Hopped Up Network, growing part of, I guess, an ever-growing group of independent craft beer podcasts. Check out the website. It's www.hoppedupnetwork.com. Follow them on social media at Hopped Up Network.
There you go. All right. So we mentioned we are, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus.
Tom, why do you keep unplugging me?
I don't know. Maybe it's subconscious. I'm trying to phase you out of the podcast.
This is why I don't come into the studio, man.
Always kicking the power out.
You turn down the heat. You unplug my laptop.
It's a balmy 52 in here.
It is it's a balmy 48 right now. It's like summertime.
Yeah, it's not the heat, Dan. It's the humidity.
Ah, yes.
All right. So we said like we mentioned, we're finishing out strong with a guest.
And if you're already in the stream, you've been staring at his beautiful face for the last 15 minutes while we've been setting this up.
So yeah, we're joined tonight by the head brewer at Will Brewing, Shawn Cannon. Shawn, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us. us, as in me and my cat and dog, apparently.
Crowd,
The royal us. The royal us.
it's a party over there.
Yeah.
It's always a party here at the animal house.
Oh man. So we've already got some fan art, man. I mean, you're pretty popular, man. I mean, we got this just as we were coming in. There we go. you with your favorite hop right there.
I think I know who that is.
Yeah, I mean, if it's Citra or Sabro, we definitely know who made this.
It's one of only 2 words that he can spell properly.
Yeah.
Pulling the shirt that says and bro.
It's the next Warwick Farm merch right there.
I told him he's going to make it. Nobody will buy it but him, but he'll still wear it.
You get that Sabro person on it.
Sabro. Sabro. All right, so we're gonna be drinking some Free Will beer. We're gonna talk to Shawn about some brewing stuff, and we're gonna finish out the year strong.
We're finishing out the year strong. Look at us. We got a guest.
Classic. I mean, this
a brewery actually answered
Yeah.
our emails and or messages
It's
and
wild.
decided to come on.
wild. stuff.
Wild.
But yeah, I mean, this is a classic episode. We have a brewery guest. Dan's in the studio, and we got a crispy and a hazy.
Yeah, I know. This is a classic by the book episode
Yeah.
for us here.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, so let's get this thing started. I didn't even pick out glassware, Dan. Man, it's been so long since we've done this together in the studio that I lapsed. I lapsed on.
It's all right.
it.
I got you.
All right, so let's bring up the beer here. So we're going to be doing Wolf of Fate by Free Will Brewing in collaboration with Source. Right? Yep, collaborated with Source Brewing from Colts Neck, New Jersey. Kind of a bit of a hype brewery.
Yeah, they've been working with a lot of people in the area.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, is Source, is that the one that's coming to Philly?
They were in Philly.
They are in Philly. Yeah,
They are in Philly?
They have a tap room in Fishtown. It's absolutely gorgeous. The food is phenomenal.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, we dropped this beer off down there. I delivered it. We were going to a concert, so we stopped there beforehand and had some beers and food, and it's worth the trip. It really is.
Yeah, if you're familiar with like Fishtown, Philadelphia listeners, man, there is no shortage of places that have good beer in Fishtown.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
All right, so like I said, we're doing Wolf of Fate. It's a Dortmunder lager, Dortmunder Gold Lager, and that's coming in at 5.8 alcohol by volume. Dan, you want to give us a?
Yeah, I'll do the overall impression of the style
Yeah.
here, which is basically a golden German lager balancing a smooth multi-profile with a bitter hoppy character and a slightly above average body and strength beer. So this is like this is like a Hell's Extra, basically.
Oh, I like that. Hell's Extra. All right,
Yeah.
so let's get a crack here.
All right, guys, get ready. Oh man.
3.
I didn't know how to work.
In classic podcast.
I'll try. I'll do it.
3, 2, 1. There we go.
Oh, that was Shawn. I can't thank you enough for doing that for us.
I think I missed that intro part. My bad.
It's very fitting that we have our what we've coined a premature craculation
Yeah.
final episode of the season.
That was actually somebody from 10-7 that came up with that, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was on an episode with them, and I think it was Matt or one of the guys.
That sounds like a Matt thing.
That sounds like something you'd say. Yeah.
But yeah, and we came up with it, and it has stuck. But my thing that I do is usually I just don't like to tell the guests that we crack in unison, and then Tom just thinks that we're all gonna crack in unison, and then somebody does it, and I go, ha, ha, ha. It's the one. If there's one way that I can derail the podcast, it's
Saboteur.
yeah. That's how I want to do it.
But you gotta love that a beer that just looks like a photo filter. I can do the whole podcast through it.
It's like sepia tone or whatever.
Yeah, sepia tone. Yeah.
Sepia tone.
All right. So, boys,
Cheers, guys.
Slancha.
Cheers.
Hell yeah, guys.
You know what? Then in my haste, and not being not being able to grab the glassware, I was going to suggest we boot this thing.
Oh, Das Boot.
Yeah, we boot it.
Yeah, I mean it's a Dortmunder. I mean a Das Boot. That would be a good one.
It would have been a good one. But the final boot of the year, this would have been a perfect one to boot.
This is boot worthy. This is a boot worthy beer right here.
Maybe in the post the post podcast stream.
Yeah, after the audio.
Yeah.
Not happening for me tonight. 2 beers is perfectly fine for me tonight.
3 beers is too much.
Yep.
Dan, the Matt in here is saying that beer looks pretty crispy.
It's a pretty crispy beer.
This crispy beer might take Hazy Dan down.
Oh, the old Hazy Dan, huh?
There he is, our beer mule.
Our beer mule Matt here, the Crispy Division's front runner right now. Or actually, no, there's actually Hop Thief is the Crispy front runner.
Mm-hmm.
Of our fantasy football league. We are doing a Crispy Division and a Haze Division. I'm spearheading single-handedly the Haze Division.
That's incorrect.
In the playoffs. There's only
Ryan.
Oh yeah, Ryan's in there. Okay,
yeah.
I keep forgetting he had that bye, so I forget he's even still around. But we have the Haze Division and the Crisp, and it has been a whirlwind of shit talking.
Oh yeah, it's really kicked up, and there's been a real lot of Crisp on Haze crime going on. Yeah, it's been an ugly scene in the group chat. But yeah, while we're starting to enjoy this beer, Shawn, tell us how you got into brewing.
I feel like it's gonna start like everyone else. I got a homebrew kit, was making beer at home. I ended up moving to Doylestown, and one night on my jog, through town, I passed a brewery that I never even knew was there. So I stopped in, and the brewer and owner was there. So I kind of got chatting with him, had a few beers with him, brought some homebrew by, and next thing you know, like we were just hanging out a lot, and he invited me to start brewing with him. So I kind of got my foot in the door there, and that was at Geronimo Brewing Company in Doylestown.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's funny. It's still to this day, like the one place that I hear people say I never knew it even existed, and they've been around for 3 years now.
Yeah.
So tucked in like a kind of like a side alley. But he taught me a lot about what I first got into beer, and it really appreciated all the stuff he's done for me and helped me out with. So so I was doing that. I was brewing 1 day a week there with him, working full time for my dad and his company. We were doing automotive work. And then I got into brewing school, and it was an online school called the American Brewers Guild, but it was hosted by Steve Parks, who been veteran in this industry for a while. Really cool British dude. He's really awesome. I love him. So I kind of was doing that, and then COVID hit. So the industry I was working in with my father really slowed down. I mean, like it was, I'm sure like everyone, it was just brutal.
Right.
And then I was, just kind of browsing the forum for jobs, and I saw Freewell had posted a job. So just kind of put it out there, and the timing just worked out well with, business slowing down, my dad kind of slowing down his own business. So I took the leap and went to Freewell, and since then worked my way up to head brewer, and here I am 2.5 years later. So
there you go.
Oh, awesome. So you've just been, you said 2.5, it's been 2.5 years that you've been in kind of just dabbling in brewing, I guess, on a professional level. Before that, it was home brewing.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you consider Geronimo, I was there 1.5 years, and then I would say 1.5 years prior to that is when I first dabbled into home brewing.
With the Mr. Beer kit? Is that what you started with?
No, I actually didn't. I was the oddball one who kind of started off. I actually did extract, but I bought like the best extract kit I could buy. I know within 2 batches, bought an all grain electric kit, got the unit tank, the pressurized unit tank, the glycol chiller, and everything, and then have not touched it since.
And by glycol chiller, do you mean like a in-window air conditioner with like tape wrapped around it?
I don't know. It's the SS Brewtech one. Yeah, it's
man,
it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a pretty cool setup. But like, I kid you not, I bought the glycol chiller, and I think I did like 4 or 5 beers in it, and then I stopped doing it. Like the last thing you need to do after brewing all day is go home and brew more.
that thing hit Facebook Marketplace fast.
Not yet, but hey. if anyone needs it, you know where to go.
The link will be in our podcast bio. We're gonna help them sell this.
Yeah.
I know a couple of home brewers who are using in-window air conditioners as their glycol, so maybe I'll hit them up.
I'll tell you that the space saving itself is worth it.
Yeah, that's cool. Getting into that, we've talked about like Free Will is kind of like they're almost like the farm system for brewing in the area.
Yeah, I mean, so many people that we've talked to in this area have either like had some sort of involvement at Free Will prior to going on to where they are now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the mentors that I kind of grew up in this industry with just have been excellent. I mean, even before I actually worked at Free Will, I was going there and bringing some home brews in, and they were giving me feedback and all that. So
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I really there's a lot of people I owe a lot to in this industry, so it's cool. It's a really cool industry.
All right, Dan, you want to get into some tasting notes on this?
Yeah, I mean, the overall impression from like the BJCP is spot on for this beer. It is just they actually have it as the Hell's export beer is basically, I guess, what the classic term is for the Dortmunder in the beer judge certification. And it basically is just a Hell's extra. And it's just a slightly bumped up malt profile, slightly bumped up like hop profile to the Hell's. So, and it's, right to the style.
Right. Yeah. I completely agree. It's, it's super crispy, but still like really flavorful.
Beautiful straw color on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's got nice head retention, got some good lacing here. It's just overall, I mean, it's a great, like you said, it goes back to the Hell's Lager. Like that's kind of what it's really reminding me of. It's just like a more flavorful Hell's Lager.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just so light and man, it's just right up my alley.
Yeah, this is the hair of the dog that I needed after last night. This is exactly what this really put some lead in the old pencil for this episode here. I mean, I came in here probably, just 2 steps away from death, and this beer is bringing me back. This song's like Evanescence, man. It's bringing me back to life.
Oh man, you had to go there.
I mean, well, prior to the podcast, we talked about how you just like to play annoying music to all the other brewers in there. So I was thinking of other annoying music that I can bring into this.
That one comes on more than you think.
Oh man,
nothing like some good old fashioned butt rock in the brewery.
Yeah, we actually adapted from an old brewer who is no longer brewing with us. Actually, he works at Source, and the reason we collaborated with this was that him.
Okay.
He used to brew notoriously every Thursday, and every Thursday he put on butt rock. We started calling every Thursday Butt Rock Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in his honor, every Thursday we still jam out to whatever butt rock playlist we can find on Spotify.
And that was our 2021 was the year of the butt rock.
Year of the butt rock.
Yeah, every episode we had a new butt rock song as our intro. So we are very well versed in butt rock. We were raised on the butt rock.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like everyone first they hate it, and then I feel like eventually it just becomes part of their blood. Like they just can't help but sing along to it.
Yeah. I
feel that way every time I spin a Limp Bizkit album. I'm just like, you know what? I hate it at first, but then I'm like, you know what?
No, you don't.
Worth it. I have the Sirius XM butt rock channel saved in my favorites.
Oh yeah, don't they have a really butt rock name too?
Turbo,
yeah. That's it.
Sirius XM Turbo.
If you're gonna be a butt rock channel, you got to have something called like Turbo. Or
it's perfect. It's the best. And Dan and I are notorious label shoppers. And the switch in artwork that Free Will made has been fantastic. Like this is just such a great can art. Just the style that like all the artwork has gone to has been
they just
really,
look like
really
gnarly
nice.
Children's books.
Yeah.
Like every can label I see, like since that switch was made to go into this direction, I'm just like it's like I want to drink Where the Wild Things Are every time.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty unique. Our brand manager John has done such a good job with this, and he actually was like following this tattoo artist on Instagram and really like digged his work. So he got in contact with him, and this guy is like, keep in mind, he's from London. So he got in contact with this guy from London, and struck up a deal with him where he draws all of our artwork, sends it to us digitally. We digitize it and put it onto a label. And yeah, every single one is one-off, hand drawn by this guy out in London who does tattoos. Used to do tattoos for a living.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
It's unique.
Yeah, it's very unique. I bet it's great. Does he have like the Cockney accent too? Is he like, "Hey, bruv, hey, bruv"?
I actually haven't talked to him. Andrew got out there this past year and actually got a tattoo on his leg from him, it's super cool because like you can look at his leg and look at the artwork and you see like these little similarities that they have, and it's really cool. I mean,
and you could tell like the thickness of the lines and everything that's in the artwork, and I bet that really comes through on the tattoos. Like, yeah. You could definitely tell he does like tattoo artwork with how thick he lays all the outlines in on this.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for heavy weighted lines. It's art.
He even mails the original drawings to us so you can see them like as like with all like the the dirt he rubs off and all that on the sides. It's super cool.
Oh, that's
really cool.
Not dirt, whatever you want to call it. All the ink.
So
it's all the coal. He does it with with charcoal.
Who knows? Maybe.
So how has the experience been brewing at Free Will?
Oh, it's been awesome. I mean, we've gone through quite a bit of change there. And I feel like this past year we've really, really dialed in across the board, our process, our beers, the direction we want to go. I feel like we've kind of found our place where we want to be and where we want to go in this past year. And it's really exciting to see that because getting there, we were going in a lot of different directions, and this is also when COVID hit. So I started in the middle of COVID. So I don't know what it was before. So, obviously like my sample size of what it's been like at Free Will is kind of skewed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, like I feel like everyone in the middle of COVID, they were trying to survive, just trying to survive and get through everything they can do, keep their employees paid and keep everyone, food on the table. And it's been an adventure, I'll put it that way,
Yeah, and it's interesting to talk to you because like we've known Free Will for so long and you've known Free Will for so long, but like hearing it from like a fresh perspective, like we're not going too far back in it. I mean, like you said, you started in the middle of COVID. We're really kind of seeing like how Free Will has been since you took the reins and everything, and so it's kind of refreshing to get like a new perspective on Free Will.
Yeah. I mean, we dialed our employees down. We're really dialed in working with a smaller crew, but in a more efficient way. And I think it really shows across the board. I mean, our team is just really, everyone's just working perfectly. Everyone works well together, and I think it's starting to show, which is nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things change, but I think is Firkin Friday still a thing, right?
It is not.
Oh, it's not.
No. We did a Firkin not long ago, but
thankfully Sour Sunday still goes on.
Yeah, well, that'll actually be back. So we just packaged our first sour since the basement. It went into bottles today. So a few weeks we should start seeing some product come out, which is really exciting. I mean, that the flood took a lot out of us. So.
Oh yeah, I mean that's crazy that just seeing it across our area when that storm hit and how many people had to. You guys were, I think, the worst one I saw.
Yeah, kind of took the brunt of it.
Yeah. Oh man,
no way.
Oh,
sorry.
Mr. Tiny Corn Dog.
Mr. Tiny Corn Dog is back. It's been so long.
It's been so long since Mr. Tiny Corn Dog has graced our Twitch presence.
Yes. I've been waiting for this day for so long. He's finally back.
Oh, man, what episode was it where we talked to Mr. Tiny Corn Dog?
I don't even know.
Oh, man.
I don't even remember. It's been so long.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, going back to that, like, you guys got hit with the flood, and you were like, a year into working at Free Will, or maybe less?
Yeah. I mean, I was actually like sitting at home doing my fantasy draft the one night, and I remember like looking outside, I'm like, man, it's pouring. And then I got like a text from my boss, and it was just like literally like water just gushing through the basement. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right, like, like it's just some water, like they'll figure it out. And I go into work the next day, like not thinking about anything. And, glycol's down. So the beers in the tank are shot. The floor actually bulged. The water went to the ceiling, and we had fooders down there. We had 6 30-barrel fooders. So they floated naturally.
Yeah.
And just literally like pushed up into the floor. Luckily, the floor wasn't damaged upstairs, but we literally lost every single thing that was in that basement. 2 employees' cars got kind of, floated away a little bit.
Oh wow.
God.
Yeah, yeah, and our if you've been to our place, you see like the cement walls.
Yeah.
So like it's meant to retain water. So all that water that came in, it took I think like roughly I think it was like 9 days to pump it out. They had to get someone to pump it out because it just didn't go anywhere because it's retained base and it's
shit
smelled terrible. Because I think all the sewage just came up with it. It was
the pictures were insane, and the videos too of just the water pouring through like those windows, just like into the basement.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, obviously, anyone a year into a job, and you're just like, oh, well, I wonder if I'm gonna have a job after this. Like, how are you gonna recover? Because we just got through one really big hit, which was finally being opened back up somewhat from COVID.
Yeah,
and that happens. There's just like one blow after another. But no, I think we definitely came back strong from it. And the good thing with, if there is a silver lining to it, it's that our sour program now can be dialed back a little bit and more targeted. So we won't just be, pushing out a ton of liquid. We'll be really, really intentional with everything we do and really just focus on making, really high quality Saison and sour. So
nice. Like stepping away from like focusing on quantity and going more and like dialing out like, I wouldn't say like focusing on quality because obviously you were, but like, being more dialed in on like what you're, the individualized beers and stuff like that instead of like just trying to get on a schedule and pump out as much as you can.
Right. And that's honestly probably the biggest thing I've seen as a change since I've started there. I mean, we used to crank out liquid and now we definitely dialed it back and we're worried about putting out intentional, really just solid liquid all around and not having like any kind of, error.
Yeah.
So, that seems to be just across the board, not just with the sour program, even the barrel aged program. I mean, the stouts, they're, I'm sure you guys have had a few of them this year already. So, Nate's doing a good job with it all. And he's everything, like I said, everything's like a really well-oiled machine right now. And it's really exciting to see that.
Awesome.
Yeah. We got Tiny Corn Dog. Yeah, it's been too long. We're glad you're back, buddy.
An actual person?
He just
we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's a person or an idea. He's just here.
It's just Mr. Tiny Corn Dog.
Yeah, I wonder if that was like a bot like trying to spam it with, hit us with some links next thing we know.
It's a pretty intelligent bot. If that's the
the way he responds to us is just
world
spectacular.
Yeah. So Chris White was saying he remembered having to save his grandma's house from the rising lake level during the flood of 9-3 over by the Mississippi.
Damn. That sounded like the beginning of like a Oh Brother Where Art Thou right there.
Oh yeah. Dan, how you doing on that?
Getting close.
Getting close there.
Getting there.
Yeah. So you guys are you're dialing back on the beer, kind of taken away from those like releases that were like every week they would have like just like 3 pages of of like beer like to choose from. I remember like looking like I think you were going up to Free Will for something, and you asked me if you wanted me to pick you up.
Yeah, I used to live in Telford for a little bit, so I was right around the corner, and I spent a lot of time at Free Will. My wife likes sour Sundays, and I would go up there and just drink my body weight in Craggle all the time, which was funny because I'm like, first time I met you, and I'm just like talking about all the classic beers, and you're just like, I really don't have that much input on.
I make them all the time, but yeah, they've been there. I mean, God, for forever. I remember drinking Craggle, like.
Oh yeah. So I mean, we had all of this like fond memories of that, but it's cool to see the direction. Like the artwork was the big thing because visually you see that on social media, and you see it everywhere else. Like the whole branding just changing with artwork, even like just the logo kind of being updated a little bit too, and kind of falling in with the artwork as well. So you noticeably visually saw all change, and then you guys were doing different styles that we weren't seeing. I mean, you guys kind of you jumped in with the other breweries and, pumping out some of the hazies and stuff like that, which, we're going to get into after this Crispy Boy and everything.
Yeah.
Is, go into you guys are doing the hazies. You guys are, I mean, this is a very unique lager style to do. And looking at your tap list when I was at the brewery, I mean, I had a Czech dark lager when I first got there because, it's on the side pool. I'm going to have it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're going to have a Czech lager on side pool, you got to order it.
Oh, yeah. I took like a very long look at the menu, but I knew exactly what I was having when I got there.
Yeah, I think a lot of the direction we're going now too is going to be like more simplistic. A lot of what I personally love is lager and hazy IPA, so you're going to see a lot of that naturally just coming out from what I can push. But I think like just a lot of like we just got away from some of like that fruited stuff. We still have our fruited options, but we just kind of, like I said, we were kind of like a wide, really, like you look at the tap list before, and I think there's 22 options. We had 22 taps at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really all over the place. So it's like, how do you start dialing in certain recipes when you're brewing, a fruited IPA one day and then some bizarre sour the next day? It's we're just moving towards a more refined direction now.
You guys had like a Yard House style tap list, but it was all free will. It was like one of those books you get where you're like, oh, there's a second page to this.
Yeah. So I think we just dropped back to 16 taps. So that's, again, kind of the direction the company just decided to start pushing naturally. Just be intentional with everything.
Yeah. And I saw you guys have like, you have your, like, I wouldn't call them like flagships, but like core beers and stuff. Like you had Techno, you had Craggle, you had some of the other options on there, but then you also, had taps of, the releases, the one-offs. You guys had a Ralphius on tap too, which was, I was like, not today, Dan.
You really got to. I was on our Peddler's tap room the other day and they had the 2-year maple on.
Oh, really?
Like, honestly, I bought 2 bottles of it this year and I haven't tried it yet, but it is literally like liquid breakfast. It is insane.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's one of those ones where if I see it on, I'm like, I don't really need Ralphius, but I want it. Oh, there you go. Next thing you know, I'm drinking Ralphius.
Yeah. Always Ralphius.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
We got a question here. Shawn, is Love Letter from the 90s making a return anytime soon?
It's actually funny that it's got asked. We like literally had not even thought of that beer until last week. And I thought about it. I'm like, maybe we should do, a Love Letters again. And it, we'll probably tweak it a little bit. I'm not going to say yes, but I'm also not going to say no.
Okay.
There's a possibility that it'll come back, the branding, the hops, all that, but maybe it might be slightly tweaked towards what we're doing now. So
I feel like everybody has like that, that random favorite free will beer.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like I want Vergnugen set.
Yeah, the Vergnugen.
Vergnugen. I don't even know what it's called.
It was the pale lager, wasn't that?
Yeah, it was a pale lager, and it's just like I've been like chasing that dragon ever since. Like just trying to find a beer that crispy and clean.
When I stopped at the tap room, I was like, I need Techno. I was like, it's been so long. Like I've had Craggle like every now and then, but like I haven't had Techno. I'm like, you know what? It's on draft. I'm gonna have it.
Right. Yeah. No, there's definitely classics and their styles that you're not going to see go anywhere either. They're old, they're classic, and they're not going anywhere now.
We got a celebrity in here, Barry Chez.
Barry
Chez onto a route down. Oh, he's drinking a disco nap.
Yeah, I love just the side by side drinking as we drink beers. He's like 6 ahead of us. You gotta love this guy, man. He's retired and he's just drinking beer and loving life, man. He is what I'm chasing. Like at his age, I want to be Chez.
Everyone wants.
I just want to have snow. I just want to have a ton of beers and snowmobiles. That's all I know about this guy. He's retired. He likes snowmobiling and he loves beer. My hero.
Chris White wants to know if so, will it see distro?
I can't give you a yes or no on that one either. I personally don't know. That's a little out of my range of my job.
That's on the business side. He's on the brewing side.
Yeah, I'm I can't imagine it wouldn't if we do it again. But again, I don't want to make any promises to anybody on this. Again, this is just we had talked about it. Wasn't actually anything put into stone yet. So,
yeah. So we got Matt's heading to Peddler's Village tomorrow. Godspeed. Going to Peddler's Village, 3 days before Christmas.
Yeah. Matt, are you off tomorrow too? Are you going to Warwick? Yeah. Slide my DMs, Matt. We'll I'm off tomorrow too.
Gonna link up.
Yeah, we're gonna link up and talk about our fantasy bout as Crispy versus Hazy.
Ooh,
noon?
Noon times.
I might be able to do noon.
Slide.
I have some quote shopping to do, so maybe my shopping will bring me to Warwick.
Shopping.
Go shopping after. Don't make a mistake.
You can do all the Christmas shopping that needs to be done in Jamison, PA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you need a hot tub? That's about it. Hot tub and Warwick. All right, Dan. Final thoughts on the old Wolf of Fate.
Wolf of Fate ticks all the boxes for the Dortmunder, in my opinion. Looking at overall impression and tasting notes, because as a craft beer podcast, we try to study the guidelines for beers as much as we can, and just looking at the criteria for Dortmunder. I think you ticked all the boxes. So this is a perfect representation of the style, in my opinion.
Yeah. Solid beer. This is definitely what we've talked about, a lawnmower beer. This is a great one to have in the
I would say it's a good lawnmower beer. I would almost call this more of a fireside beer because it's a little bit heavier in the malt profile, a little bit heavier in the hop profile. I would call this the post Molon, as we used to call it.
Okay, you're gonna go post Molon with it.
Yeah, this is when you're admiring your work.
Yeah. You got the crisscross patterns in. You're just looking out over it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're just waiting to have a catch with like one of your ancestors who comes out of the cornfield.
Yeah, this to me it's an awesome winter lager. Really, I mean, it's got like the elevated alcohol content, the elevated malt character. The hops are there, but they're not in your face.
Yeah,
that's kind of what we were going for, and knowing we were going to release it going into the late fall season. So.
Yeah,
it's my personal favorite style of beer to drink. So to make a stronger one for Christmas time, it was a no-brainer for me.
Oh yeah, and it's good artwork for it too. Like you guys have like the the trees that were done, the artwork in the background are obviously like your pine trees and stuff like that. It definitely has like a winter-esque look to it.
Sure,
yeah, sure. All right, so let's get into our second and final beer here.
We're going into Haze territory.
Yeah, we're getting into the Haze territory, the lesser of the divisions in the Fantasy Football League.
You mean the one with the higher winning percentage?
You mean the one with the less representatives in the playoffs? Sure. All right, so we're going to be doing Tumbledown Shack, not by Golden Road. We're doing the Tumbledown Shack by Free Will. So this is a hazy IPA coming in at 6.4% alcohol by volume. It's a hazy IPA with Citra, Calista, and Topaz.
2 hops that we haven't had in any of the IPAs that we've drank on the
Yeah,
podcast.
I couldn't. I was trying to think of that earlier. Like, have we ever had Calista or Topaz before?
First for everything, right?
Calista.
I don't know. Yeah. I was trying to think. Isn't that the
Calista Flockhart?
Yeah, the actress.
Ally McBeal.
That's it. That's the show I was trying to think.
Yep, that's the one. It's just
really ugly. Showing my age there.
Yeah, just ugly skinny.
Remember the Dancing Baby was in it? Remember how great Dancing Baby was back in the day? Remember that? It was that like the first GIF image?
What horrible!
When he would just like dance on the internet. It was like the Dancing Baby.
God damn. Our age age had just horrible memes.
We had the worst. Remember Hamster Dance? Remember that website?
Oh my god. Yeah. If you guys are kids that grew up in this era with quality memes, we grew up in a time with Hamster Dance and Dancing Baby and what the frog remember the
was
frog?
That the one that went MAGA? Pepe?
No, not Pepe. Crazy Frog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one. They made like the clubbing music out of his like.
Yeah,
He was like riding a pretend motorcycle or
yeah. And
something.
I'm pretty sure he did like the song from. They used the song from Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
It just the memes, like the early internet memes, are abysmal.
You know, we complain that the internet is like trash now. It was a garbage wasteland when we were younger.
The Angel Fire site memes, and like
Yeah.
GeoCity memes, like
Remember how we were all HTML experts back then
yeah.
with our MySpaces, that we were like able to put like digital backgrounds and like animations.
Yeah, you had to code, but you didn't know you were coding.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone immediately erased that from their brains.
Oh yeah, like I had to like relearn it in my career.
All right, let's get a crack here.
All right, you ready, Sean?
We'll mess it up this time.
3, 2, 1.
Beautiful.
Took one. Final beer of the season. Took it on the chops. Only fitting. All right.
Beautiful on the nose. Definitely get a lot of the hop characteristic on this. I was going to pull up the BJCP tasting notes on overall impression of a hazy IPA is it just says
an IPA, but hazy.
It's a hazy IPA.
Whatever you want it to be, really.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like this style is just open to impression.
Yeah,
like open to everybody's like palate and how they're going to interpret it.
Got a nice jiggle pour.
Are you getting a little jiggle?
Oh, do I?
Hold on.
Do I dare? Let's see how thick this boy is.
Oh, Pilsnerish.
Oh, that's a thick.
Look at that.
That's a thick boy.
It's got a lot of ITUs on it.
Yeah, that boy thick.
What in the world are you doing?
Oh, Sean, are you not familiar with Pilsnerish?
I know who Pilsnerish is, but I don't think I've seen that video.
Have you seen the jiggle test that he does?
No.
So like he has this thing with
Jiggle
like
test. And then you got to test the thickness. One pinky.
Yeah, it's
one pinky in. Boy, that thick.
Yeah. Basically, it's the they call it, instead of the IBUs, they call it the ITUs.
Yeah.
I love those guys. They're amazing.
Yeah. Oh,
hey, Johnny,
dummy thick.
Oh yeah. Dummy thick.
That's the brewer over at Source.
Oh, nice.
One behind this guy here.
Hell yeah. Great beer, Wolf of Fake.
Yeah.
Hi,
boys. Slancha.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, that is some foam.
Dummy thick.
That is dummy soft on that mouthfeel though.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So Sean, what would you say? So you kind of said your favorite style to drink is Helles.
Yeah.
So what would you say your favorite style of beer to brew is?
Definitely not hazy IPAs. Also, like really any lager. I mean, every single small batch lager we're doing is decocted now.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, like I just love the process, the minute details that go into it. And, you know, while not everyone can necessarily see that, but, you know, coming from a production side where you see the ones that aren't decocted versus the ones that are decocted, it's like, just like kind of like getting to be able to do that. And it takes a little bit longer of your day, but when you finally drink that, like the lagers, like there's something about it. I don't know. Like the hazies are awesome and all, but
yeah. There's just that like nuance of crisp that comes with like that decoction and like the step mash system and everything. It's just, it just makes it that much more like it gives it that snap.
Yeah.
And
it takes a lot longer out of your day to do it too. So like when you finally like get to do it, it's fun.
I feel like brewers now like kind of like sleepwalk through brewing like hazy IPAs. And then it's like time to brew a lager and they're like, all right, let's get to work.
Get fucked up in the morning, you wake up, you're like, oh yeah.
He's got like an 80s movie montage before he does it.
Yeah.
Push along the razor's edge. He's like Rambo. He's like tying.
Push it to the limit.
Yeah.
Limit. So why Helles as your favorite beer to drink?
Honestly, it's I like the malty character of it. I like the hop character. It's just got that crisp lager taste to it. It's just something I really love to make when I was home brewing. It's something that I really just love to drink anywhere I go. Like I feel like a Helles it's a golden standard of a brewery. Like if someone's putting out a really great Helles, I know that chances are any of their other beers can be good because it really takes like a fine balance to make a good one. Much hop and it pushes out of that territory, not enough malt. Like it really it's just about process and making sure that recipe, it's really dialed in.
The gold standard is a great way to put it because I mean, obviously, classic color, characteristic is that straw gold right there, like that gold standard of the Hells, right? And man, I like that gold standard. Name of the podcast.
There you go, gold standard. So if you had one Helles to drink for the rest of your life, which one are you drinking?
I mean, Sly Fox is pretty good, but I don't know, Spaten. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Spaten.
Oh yeah.
Technically, I believe it is a Helles lager, but they call it Spaten Golden or Spaten Export or something like that. But man, that beer is always perfect.
The question was almost, if you had to drink one Helles for the rest of your life, what would it be and why is it Sly Fox?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the second half of it.
Sly Fox is really damn good. Like, for like local, especially like on the East Coast made. Yeah, PBR. There we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I can kick back some PBRs, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with ain't nothing wrong with a with a PBR.
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got? I mean, the beer we got drank pretty good, don't
it? I mean, speaking of lagers,
Budweiser.
Yeah, I mean, Sly Fox, I think was like. For Dan and I think that was our intro to Hell's Lagers.
Yeah, I mean that was a staple
with the pop top.
Yeah, the 360 pop top when that was the golden age of Sly Fox Hells when it was the pop
360 pop top on a 12-ounce can.
Ooh, dragged so fast too, like you're literally crushing cans.
Yeah, and it was perfect for the beach.
Yeah. Perfect for yeah.
Yeah,
that would be my only complaint is the 360 pop top does let a little bit more sand into your beer. So, but other than that,
worth it.
That's fair.
Worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean theirs is definitely I think the best example I've seen locally.
Have you had
100%?
Have you had Mainstays Helles?
I'm not sure I have. I think I've only had a few of their beers now. I don't really get down to Philly a whole lot. So I think I've had some of theirs at some of the brewers meetings or the NBA meetings and whatnot, but I'm not sure. I haven't directly been to their tap house or anything like that.
I've had their other lagers. I have not had. Wait, we had the Hells.
Yes, we
on
did.
The podcast.
Yeah, we had the Mainstay Hells because we're like, well,
we're O'Reilly stands.
Yeah,
so.
the god O'Reilly, the god.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically invented the Hells. And I think his Hells does have a 360 pop top.
It does. So the reason why, Sly Fox got rid of theirs was because of distribution to certain states would not allow them to have the pop top. So some states think, well, I mean, it's a pretty obvious reason. They're like, well, the pop top creates 2 pieces of litter for the price of 1, basically. So when the pop top, you have your can and you have your top, that's 2 pieces of litter that people throw out. And that's what they look at it versus like 1 can that gets put into recycling.
And I think they considered the pop top dangerous because it's like a tuna can lid.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the danger. It was the litter. It was the recycling of it and everything. People were just like, it's 2 pieces of trash then. People were like recycling the can part, but they were throwing the pop top.
Yeah.
So like, some states were just, vehemently against it. And when he went to Mainstay, he's like, yeah, I'm bringing this back. He's like, that must have been in the very first business meeting because every time I have a Mainstay, it's just like, that rip around the circle, when it comes around the curve.
Oh yeah.
It's like opening
peel.
Dude, it's the season.
Yeah.
it's like opening a Christmas present.
It really is.
Or a Hanukkah, or it's the week of Hanukkah. So this is,
L'chaim.
Didn't you find out you're Ashkenazi in 23andMe?
Not 23andMe. My uncle found out that.
Your uncle found out, yeah.
That I'm part Ashkenazi, which
Chez.
Yeah,
There you
Chez's whole life is beer, and
What? in the world?
yeah, he went just such a Chez comment here. At lunch at Bonk's Bar in Port Richmond today.
Chez, meet me and Matt at Warwick tomorrow. We might try and have ourselves a day. Actually, no, the last time I went to Warwick, I stayed there way too long. And Shawn called me at the end when I was trying to leave. I was like, hey, Shawn, nice to meet you. I got to get out of here. I'm trying to leave. Ryan wouldn't let me go.
That happens. That happens way too often. He's a bad influence, that guy.
Yeah.
He is.
He's like, I don't have any friends. Please stay.
Please stay. Buy my merch. Nobody likes it.
I'm bursting at the seams with merch.
Yeah. He's not listening anymore.
He might be. Who knows?
No, he's on his Peloton trying to shave some LBs.
Yeah.
He's probably listening while he's on. He's like, you sons of bitches. He's sweating like James Gandolfini over there.
You know, a podcast calls a guy Michael McDonald a few too many times, and next thing you know, he's got a Peloton in his house.
Yeah. It was great, that episode we had where he had to stage his like podcast background with like the Peloton behind him, like he's some fitness guy.
Mm-hmm. He told him he's going to Yamo be brewing with Citra. Oh man. All right. So Dan, what are your thoughts on the old Hazy here?
I guess that's the resident Haze boy of the podcast here. I think, I said it right at the beginning when we first.
Dan, the representative from the Haze division?
The Haze division, yeah.
The floor is yours.
The floor is, thank you. I do like the mouthfeel on it. Soft, not too heavy though. I like it's not that heavy of a mouthfeel on it, but it's nice and soft. Definitely has the tropical notes for that little, subtle bitterness there to remind you it's still an IPA, which is good. I think it's overall pretty well balanced hazy. Yeah.
I took a look at my glass and I was like, man, it's going down pretty easy.
Yeah. Beautiful lacing on it, which you do get from a very well balanced hazy IPA if you're drinking it on one side of the bottle.
Yeah.
And you just get those classic rings like a tree as you go down.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say it's a bit crushable because I'm crushing it right now. It's very easy drinking. It's not like weighing on me at all.
Nope.
The flavors from all of the hops in there really work well together.
Yeah,
I'm
not familiar with Calista and was it Topaz? Right?
Yeah, it's a very harmonious beer.
Yeah, balance is definitely key on that. What was the reasoning behind the hop choices? Was it just like you guys had it, ordered or had surplus and kind of used it, or was there any method behind that?
I mean, whenever I try and put a hazy together, I hope to put some sort of ideology behind the combination there. But I had specifically chosen Callista to get ordered for a hazy. I just didn't know how I was going to use it yet.
Okay.
So I had it sitting there, and it was a recipe that actually got pushed off a few weeks. And we ended up doing it. And the Callista I mainly chose because it's oddball. So it's a really low alpha acid German hop. But the Century on it's extremely tropical and fruity, and it's also really high in oil content. So it is a relatively kind of odd hop to use. But when I smelt it, I mean, the smell of it just, I knew it needed to go into an IPA. I could see it working wonderfully in a lager as well.
It's like German new wave, noble hop.
Yeah, we do a dry hop lager series where we rotate through kind of interesting hops that work well in lagers. And I genuinely think this one would be the Calista would be a great candidate for it. But that, and then the Citra, obviously our Citra crop is just awesome. Ask Ryan about Citra. He loves that hop.
Yep. We've seen the engagement photos.
So I thought those two work together. And Topaz is pretty interesting. We've used it on one of our triple IPAs, a West Coast actually. And it does give out a really awesome fruity nose to it, but it's really high in alpha acid. So I think that attributes kind of like this balanced character to it because it is a relatively light, low ABV beer. So
Yeah.
It all works. It works well together. I think they're all relatively fruity, but they're not in opposite directions going. I like to smell all the hops before I decide to throw them into whatever beer I'm going to do. Just
Yeah.
I think you can kind of learn a lot about a hop from the smell of it. So
yeah, I mean, what do they say? Like a majority of their taste profile is really off the nose anyway. So
right
from the old olfactory system.
Yeah. And that's, yeah, I mean, the Topaz and like you describing that, sitting there just like tasting the beer and thinking like, yeah, that's, and then Callista, yeah, I could see like how the oils go into it too, creating like a nice, I don't know, there's a softness to this beer, but it also is light body at the same time, which is
right.
And it's definitely tropical.
Yeah. And 6% is a nice, like, sweet spot for a hazy IPA.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say that's kind of the wheelhouse for an ideal hazy anymore.
Yeah. In my opinion, like, that's where I kind of try and stay for these, unless I'm like at a bottle share and I'm really trying to destroy my liver.
Well, low ABV is king. Night. Low ABV is king.
Yeah.
We went through that. We all lived through the high ABV COVID.
I think that was the 2020 anxiety.
Yeah, it was the COVID where we were all just drinking to forget.
Yep, exactly.
So everyone was like, "Ooh, a 15% triple IPA? Yes, please."
Yeah. And you said you used Topaz in a triple. Was that to like trying to like dial down the booze, like the booze factor, like to make boozy like kind of taste in a triple, kind of a little bit more subdued?
Yeah, and also they say that Topaz really shines in high alcohol beers. I don't know why they say that, but I would probably agree with it. I don't know if it's just something with the extraction of the higher alcohol content. I don't know. I don't claim to know that. So
yeah,
I just know it worked really, really nicely in the beer we did it with, and I thought it would translate nicely to a hazy. So one with that, we're using a new experimental yeast out of Berkeley on this that is stylized. So it is supposed to throw a lot of tropical notes out. I've used it now. I think this is the 5th beer with it. So
is this another option to like people using Phantasm where they're like, hey, the yeast is stylized already, so you don't have to go and supplement Phantasm to get that like juice and tropical factor.
Right. So yeah, they genetically modify their yeast to have a enzyme in it that releases bound thiols to free thiols. So basically, without getting super sciencey, basically hops and malt have what are called bound thiols, and they're attached to molecules, and regular yeast just doesn't release them. And these thiols are super fruity. I mean, if you're talking a regular beer compound, you're looking at like parts per million or parts per billion, what it takes to actually smell it or taste it. And they're talking down to single parts per trillion. That's how aromatic and flavorful they actually are.
Yeah.
But they don't generally survive the process. So they genetically modified it to produce 10 times as much as a regular yeast would, even with like the Phantasm and whatnot. So
yeah,
now a lot of it, choosing like we don't want every single one to taste like guava juice or fruit punch. So we specifically choose certain brands to have high thiol content hops to be fruity, and then some that don't have it. And the yeast works well where it doesn't make it fruity if you don't give it the opportunity to be fruity.
Yeah,
So it's been pretty fun to work with. I mean, it's super cool. It's super interesting, and it
seems like it's making its rounds right now. Like a lot of people are like moving towards the thiol. Like, Phantasm just hit like the market with I mean, it was the hype. Like everyone was like, "Oh, Phantasm, gotta get the Phantasm." And then I feel like Phantasm has quieted down, and a lot of the breweries now are talking about, like you said, the thiolized yeast. In fact, I think we actually were briefly talking about it, I think, around the fire when we first got over to Ryan's, because he was talking about it too.
Yeah, it's definitely on the horizon. I don't think I think with yeast labs now going forward, like the science and the option now to do genetic modification is going to be something we see like going forward for the foreseeable future.
It's like
I mean,
the
they're-
Jurassic Park of hazy IPAs right now.
They're even doing lagers with it now. It's just crazy. They're doing thiolized lager yeast, and they're actually able to produce a diacetyl free any strain you want now because of genetic modification. So like I think you're going to see in the next 5-10 years, like really science start to pull itself through into the beer industry, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
We might be at a cool point in this industry to see that.
Well, we're
We're not
up
getting dinosaurs, but we're getting lagers, man.
Oh yeah.
We are up against it here, Dan.
All right.
Cut a little over an hour, but it's all right. Some good beer talk, some good diacetyl talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, final thoughts on the beer?
I would say we mentioned it earlier. I think it's a very well balanced hazy IPA. Balances a nice soft mouthfeel with great tropical notes. Balanced with a good bitterness factor, just like laying on the palate, nice and I would say nice and I wouldn't say it's light or moderate. I would say it's more moderate. Just to remind you, it's still an IPA, guys. It's not like a total juice bomb. It's exactly what I want an IPA to taste like. Coming from like an old school IPA drinker, a Craggle drinker, I want this to have a little bit of bitterness to it. And I feel like you've balanced the tropical and the bitterness very well with this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I could say about it. Very good. It's a solid IPA. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see the chat?
Yeah.
Oh man.
He is absolutely my spirit animal.
Oh, this guy's my hero. And Chez we trust.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to know what Barry Chez is saying, stick around. For the after.
We're gonna cut the audio. We're gonna talk about this a little bit before we get off the stream.
Yeah. So I don't know what else to add to what Dan said.
God, Barry, I hope you sent me a photo of this because
very, very harmonious beer, well balanced, super soft, very light. I would say it's not like weighing on you like some hazies do. It's definitely one where you can drink 2 or 3 of them and not feel not get that like bloat or like feel like you just ate a meal. It's really nice. I really enjoy this one.
Thanks, Chez.
Going down easy. But yeah, so Shawn, thank you for coming on with us. We really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your beer with us, taking the time to talk with us about it. Guys, go check out Free Will. They have 2 locations in Skippack, and is it Skippack?
No, it's Percy and
that's what it
Doyle's.
is.
I guess the Doyle's at Peller's Village out in out
New
there.
Hope.
We have the movie theater for a little bit too, not much longer, but
Oh yeah, is that the one out in like Souderton?
yeah.
Yep.
We won't be there too much longer, but
Yeah, go check out Free Will. I mean, you can find it in most of your distro places, beer distributors, grocery stores.
Chez, you're an animal. We're putting these. I'm saving them so we can put them up here.
Okay. All right. So, guys, go check out Free Will at Free Will Brewing on Instagram. Shawn is at I don't know. Do you want us to give out your personal, or do you not care?
I don't care.
Okay. at Shawn Cannon _.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything you want to plug that's coming up? Any releases or anything that you guys are doing?
You can expect the same things out of us going forward. Next year, we actually are going to be dropping a hazy IPA, probably the first beer of the year with Warwick and Trogs as a collab. So,
yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah. So it's going along the process pretty well, and we're all pretty excited about it. So
You got to see Ryan, puppy dog.
Just follow John Trogner around with his tail wagging.
What are we gonna do today, John? Huh?
I think everybody follows John around like that. The guy's a genius. So
do you think John just like pulls a tennis ball out of his pocket and like throws it when he wants like Ryan to go somewhere else?
That's pretty good.
Where he has like a squirt bottle like it's a cat. He's just like, when Ryan gets too close, he just sprays him a little bit.
Can we add more Citra?
He's got a can of rocks.
All right, real quick, last question. Do you know the decision behind the 8-ounce can on Ralphus?
Yeah, we just can't get them.
There you go.
Simple as that, yeah. Ask Red Bull why they had to buy all the cans out from everybody.
Yeah.
There's rumors they're coming back though, so hopefully we'll have that back coming for the new stout, barrel aged stouts, and all that going forward. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get our hands on them for not an arm and a leg.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. I don't know what else to say for that.
Sorry, I'm just at a loss for words with all the beautiful Barry photos that you sent me.
if you're on the video stream,
yeah, if you're gonna come on the stream, man, Barry Chez is a freaking man,
it's a golden god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, check out Free Will. Check out the work Sean's doing. As for us, next week we're gonna be taking a week off for the holiday. We'll come back.
It's the holidays. We're not taking off from drinking, but we're taking off.
We're taking off from the podcast as we usually do.
I don't know. I might quit alcohol altogether after this past week, man. It's been rough.
Yeah,
I think everybody says that.
Yeah.
Damn, Daniel.
Yeah. So, guys, yeah, like we said, we're going to take a week off. We do it every year. So we'll be back in the beginning of the year. Maybe we'll have a guest. I don't know. Maybe we'll line something up. We got some time to do that. We got a new year. We got new music. We'll see what happens.
We're going to have to be very choice with it. If we're going to look for a guest, it has to fall in line with the new year.
I agree. And then, guys, the besties, we'll be back. The besties will be happening in the, I think we'll announce the nominees.
Yeah.
On the first episode.
Yeah. First episode, we're going to discuss the nominees, guys. And we kind of brought it up on our social media. So guys, give us a follow. That's Best Friends Pod. Tom, that's Best Friends POD. Hell yeah. Guys, we have nominees for best episode, best guest. I mean, Sean, this is a great episode. I think you might be in the run. It's a little early now. Polls are closing on the
30th.
On the 30th. Yeah, primaries are going to close on the 30th and the polls open. So we'll see how it goes. Best beer on the podcast, best beer we featured, best brewery overall. Best segment. If there was a segment in one of our episodes that really got you guys laughing, let us know. Best episode name. We try hard to find good episode names. It's hit or miss. We're about 50-50 on that. Also, this one here evolved a little bit. We were thinking we got into reels this year. Mm-hmm. Everyone's getting into reels. So we did a category called best reel. We didn't specify if it was our reels or not. But some people have been sending us some great brewery-related reels as nominations. I think we're just opening it to the floor. Yeah,
I think it's just open.
Breweries have gotten very creative on social media, so we are opening up the best reels category for that.
Yeah, we're opening the pit for that one.
Yeah, we're opening up the pit. Get ready to dance, guys.
But yeah, guys, that can all be found on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is at Best Friends Pod. That's at Best Friends POD. I feel so alive for the very first time.
Hit up our DMs in there. I'm tired of all the Haze Boys bots that are attacking us with nominations. Nominating Haze Boys for everything. They don't deserve that kind of clout. They already have enough clout, so they don't need anything from us.
So a number of you have joined, namely Barry Chez have joined via Facebook. You can always find us on Facebook at Best Friends Pod. Again, that's at Best Friends POD. You can check us out if you're listening on audio only and you want to go back and watch the episode, you can do that on YouTube. Yeah. All of our episodes go right to YouTube. The full episodes are on there. You can check it out. It's youtube.com/@Best Friends Pod. That's youtube.com/@Best at Best Friends POD.
That's a good finale right there.
Right. And honestly, the best way to check us out is Twitch. I would love to get just a harmonious chat. Everybody all in the same chat. Twitch is the best way to do it. Twitch has the best platform for that, for video viewing, for
you
chat.
get to hang out with Mr. Tiny Corn Dog.
Oh, Mr. Tiny Corn Dog, we love you so much.
Yeah.
Come back to us.
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. I can't wait till we have the Earth rock. But yeah, that's twitch.tv/bestbestfriendspod. That's twitch.tv/bestbestfriendspod. To finish it out with Dan's favorite POD drop.
I know. I have this entire soundtrack for my drive home tonight.
All right, everybody. Dan, it's been all year. You know how I feel about you.
I love you. Always have.
All right, everybody. It's not goodbye forever. It's just
one more. Just one more POD drop for you, Sean.
And as you guys wrap up your new year and head into 23, just always remember.
Nope.
We lacked on it. Always remember.
Nope. Don't do it.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. That was the Clinton family.
Why'd you do it?
It was the Clinton family.
It.
The Clintons killed
This
Epstein.
is not a conspiracy podcast. Stop it.
All right, guys. Best Friends podcast, season 2022, episode 145.
We out. Happy holidays.
See you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Non-denominational holiday.
Chris Mahana Kwanzaa.
Bye.
Chris McCow.
All right. Audio is out.
Still on the stream.
Stream is
yeah, the stream's been crazy. So
yes.
This is more not for the audio, but man, this guy right here.
Chez is going nuts.
So first, this is the first photo I'm gonna put up here because there's his boot.
Oh, Chez is booting?
Yeah, he's booting right now.
Oh man, he is just really flexing.
Well, so this is the chat that's gonna go with it. Mrs. Chez is laughing at me as I pour a human robot assimilator Doppelbach into a Hofbräu boot. Life is good. She's laughing at my robe. I'm hitting the hot tub. You guys are awesome. Sean, you're awesome. James Woods always talks you up.
James Woods, like
James Woods High.
I was gonna say, like from
John Carpenter's Vampires.
Yeah, there's that. Any Given Sunday. He's in Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, this isn't even the best picture that he sent us.
Oh boy.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the man of the hour. He is.
Oh God.
He is the PIMP.
Oh no.
Pennsylvania craft beer. Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Chez in the road. In the boot. The Chez man cometh.
He's got a matching robe.
Oh, I know it matches the can. This guy is all sorts of swag right here.
He's the epitome of swag.
This is good. This is the new background on my computer.
I want to be when I'm older as you.
I know this is where I need to be at that age, man. Just retired, drinking out of a boot, just sitting in my hot tub.
Oh,
God,
maybe a little bit later, I might fire up the snowmobiles and just rev them a little bit.
You got to keep them warm for when the snow comes.
Oh yeah, it's
on its way.
Yeah, it'll be here. You got to get it ready.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I don't even want to take down. I guess we have to take it down.
Place me with that. You can just have my audio.
Yeah, it's just audio. It's Chez's background. It's the background on my phone already.
I mean,
I took my family off of it and put Chez there.
I don't want to say that was the right move, but Dan, it was the right move.
It's all right. My wife doesn't listen to this podcast. She's over it. She's like, so you guys just drink beer on Facebook Live? I'm like, yeah.
Well, it's 3 different platforms.
Oh yeah, we do it on Twitch too.
Yeah, and YouTube.
Yeah,
yeah. Multi-platformial.
Well, that's all I had for the post stream, but hey, I think it was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, we Chez it up. Did I have anything else on here?
No, I think that was about it. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, it's the besties nominees. It's the playoffs.
Yeah, we won't get into the we'll have a solo episode to kind of round out the fantasy football. So
I think so. This week is the semifinals.
Yeah.
Next week would be so when we come back, we would know who the grand champion is.
Can't wait.
It's going to be
I am taking down the Hayes division right here is taking out Crispy. I'm coming for Crisp.
I'm
coming to knock your decoction in the dirt.
as much as I love Dan, I can't deal with a whole year of champion Dan.
Oh, champion!
It would just be insufferable.
I am going to be the worst.
Oh yeah,
on here. I can't wait. I'm just gonna walk in every day like Joe Namath with that fucking that fur coat on all the time.
just kissing sideline reporters.
I'm just gonna come over and gently kiss Tom on the cheek every time I come in here.
Damn it!
Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm ready.
So. Yeah. The fantasy football league was a great success. I think.
Overall, awesome. We're gonna be doing it next year.
We're gonna have some big. We're gonna have some. I think some big improvements. Matt, don't let me down. Don't let me down, buddy.
I am. I'm taking that donkey to the glue factory.
He was pretty impressive in his bye week.
He was.
Hopefully he didn't blow his wad on what was supposed to be a dry run.
Yeah, exactly. It's going down.
Yeah. I don't have much for the post stream.
Nope. I think we handled it last. Shawn, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Broke our brewery dry spell, which is epic. We had some good conversations. Stoked on the beer that you're doing with Free Will and kind of seeing what modern day Free Will is doing in terms of just
modern day Free Will.
Yeah, I call it the age of modern day Free Will.
Changed quite a bit,
yeah. Thank you for coming on, guys. We're gonna wrap up stream here. We're not doing too much extra.
No.
End of the year, we'll be back.
We'll be off next week, but hey, we might do some stuff on social media. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah. I mean, most of our stream is a part of our group chat, so I'm sure there will be plenty of age stouts that will be shared through that chat.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. We might do a couple Instagram lives. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. But guys, thank you for joining us through the year, and we will catch you in 2023 with some new content.
Hell yeah! We're gonna end this stream and we're gonna do some shit talking with Shawn here while off stream.
All right, guys. We will catch you in the new year. See you then.
See you.